That bread loaf in your Woolworths shopping trolley right now, it might be destroying your gut health and spiking your kids' blood sugar every single day. Every morning, millions of Aussies grab supermarket bread trusting that it's simple, wholesome and safe, a basic staple for school lunches and family dinners. But behind those bright packages and fresh-baked shelves, there's a chemical-laden reality the supermarket bread industry desperately doesn't want you to see. Ultra-processed formulas engineered for shelf life, not your health, packed with preservatives banned in other countries and sugars hidden under a dozen different names. I've spent weeks analysing ingredient lists, nutrition data, expert interviews and food standards documents. Today we're exposing 7 supermarket bread brands sold at Woolworths and Coles. This is the bread truth they hope you never discover. Brand number 1. Woolworths Own Bread. This is Woolworths Own Brand bread, the cheapest packaged loaves on Australian supermarket shelves. At $2.90 to $3.40 per loaf, these budget price tags promise simple, everyday bread for families, marketed as fresh, soft, Aussie-friendly bread. But here's what Woolworths doesn't advertise when you flip that bag over. The ingredients include wheat flour, water, yeast, wheat gluten, iodized salt, canola oil, soy flour, vinegar, emulsifiers 481 and 472E, and added vitamins. Translation: wheat gluten artificially boosts dough elasticity like industrial glue. Emulsifiers 481, that's sodium stearoyl lactylate, and 472E, that's datum, are industrial dough conditioners that extend shelf life far beyond what natural bread could ever achieve. The added vitamins? Translation: the flour is so nutritionally dead from processing that they have to synthetically fortify it just to meet minimum standards. Frequent consumption of industrial emulsifiers has been linked in multiple studies to gut microbiome disruption and chronic inflammation, conditions directly associated with digestive disorders, IBS-like symptoms, and metabolic stress. The highly refined white flour causes rapid blood sugar spikes. Your kids eat 2 slices for breakfast, their glucose levels shoot up, then crash an hour later. This is especially harmful for adults with insulin resistance and why your children can't focus at school mid-morning. Woolworths plasters fresh and everyday choice across the label, implying wholesome simplicity. But the ingredient list reads like a food chemistry textbook. The marketing suggests tradition. The reality is modern industrial food science optimized for profit margins and shelf stability, not your family's health. At $2.90 to $3.40, you're paying for cheap refined starch combined with shelf life technology. Not nutrition, not fibre, not quality ingredients. This is supermarket bread in name. Only engineered for sales, not your well-being. You think you're buying simple bread. You're buying industrial food science in a plastic bag. Brand number 2, Tip Top White and Whole Meal. Tip Top is possibly Australia's most recognised bread brand. Television ads show happy families. Australia's favourite bread, mid-range pricing at $4.50 to $5.50 positions it as everyday quality bread. But flip the bag and check the ingredients list. Ingredients include wheat flour, water, yeast, vegetable fats, sugar, salt, emulsifiers 472E and 481, preservative 283, that's calcium propionate, and dough improvers. Translation: calcium propionate is a preservative linked in research to digestive irritation and behavioural effects in sensitive children. The sugars appear as both sucrose and glucose syrup, hidden sweeteners that spike blood glucose even in wholemeal versions. Dough improvers include oxidizing agents and enzymes that exist for factory speed, not health benefits. The added sugar and preservatives create immediate metabolic load. 2 slices contain more added sugar than you'd expect from bread. This causes energy crashes 90 minutes after eating, brain fog in kids at school, and contributes to weight gain and insulin resistance. Calcium propionate has been associated in pediatric studies with gut discomfort, headaches, and potential neurological effects in sensitive children. Your kids are eating this every single day for school lunch. Tip Top uses whole grain choice and baked fresh daily claims. But the ingredient list shows refined white flour and chemical additives appearing before actual whole grain content. The wholemeal variety contains more refined flour than whole wheat. At $4.50 to $5.50 per loaf, you're paying significantly more than Woolworths' own brand, but not getting higher nutritional quality. You're paying for brand recognition and marketing budgets. This classic Aussie bread sacrifices your family's health for convenience and profit margins. It's cake disguised as bread. Brand number 3, Helga's Continental. Helga's markets itself as premium European quality bread with heritage baking traditions, rustic packaging and continental charm. Prices range from $6.50 to $7.50, premium territory suggesting superior quality. But look at the ingredient list. Contains wheat flour, water, yeast, vegetable oils, emulsifiers 472E and 481, preservatives 282 and 283, added sugars including dextrose and glucose syrup, wheat gluten and vinegar. Translation: those emulsifiers and preservatives aren't heritage European baking. They're industrial shelf life extenders that allow bread to sit for weeks beyond what authentic artisanal bread could achieve. The added sugars, dextrose and glucose syrup are simple refined carbohydrates that hit your bloodstream fast. Where's the traditional long fermentation that genuine European bread uses? Same destructive pattern? Rapid blood glucose spikes, chronic exposure to synthetic emulsifiers that damage gut lining over time, and preservative intake contributing to inflammatory conditions. The grain varieties are still predominantly refined flours. Translation: minimal fibre despite marketing suggesting otherwise. The continental bakehouse imagery creates an illusion of artisanal European craft. But this bread is mass-produced in industrial facilities using the exact same chemical additives as budget brands. Premium pricing doesn't equal premium ingredients. At $6.50 to $7.50, you're paying more than double Woolworths' own brand for the same emulsifiers, preservatives, and refined flour. Just better branding. Looks old world European. Tastes like modern ultra-processed supermarket bread. Premium prices for mid-tier industrial. Ingredients. Brand number 4, Bergen Seeded Range. Bergen sells itself as the healthier choice. Visible seeds, high fibre claims, marketing targeting health-conscious Aussies willing to pay $7 to $8 per loaf. But here's what Bergen doesn't advertise. Contains wheat flour, water, seeds including sunflower and linseed, yeast, wheat gluten, emulsifiers 472E and 481, fermented wheat powder, preservative 282, vegetable oil and sugar. Translation: those seeds and fibre are real, but they're buried beneath industrial processing agents and hidden sweeteners that negate the health benefits you're paying for. The fermented wheat powder sounds like sourdough culture. It's not. Translation: this is a flavour additive, not true wild yeast fermentation providing digestive benefits. Even with visible seeds, the refined flour base and chemical additives still trigger rapid glucose responses. Your body processes this almost as quickly as white bread. Despite the fibre, the emulsifiers damage gut bacteria diversity. The preservatives create inflammatory responses. The added sugars cause metabolic stress. Australian dietitians report patients assume Bergen is healthy and eat it freely, not realising it's still ultra-processed food. High fibre seeded goodness messaging obscures the added sugars, vegetable oils and preservatives dominating the formula. Bergen positions itself against white bread, but compare it to genuine sourdough from a real bakery, not even close. At $7 to $8 per loaf, you're paying premium prices for heavily engineered food that looks healthier than it is. Seeded bread that tricks you into thinking you're making healthy choices while still feeding your family ultra-processed ingredients daily. Brand number 5, Coles In-Store Bakery Bread. Walk into any Coles and smell fresh bread baking. The in-store bakery range is marketed as artisanal bakery fresh bread at $5 to $8 per eat. Loaf? It looks handcrafted. It smells amazing. But look at the ingredient list. Often contains the exact same industrial additives as packaged bread. Wheat flour, water, yeast, emulsifiers 472E and 481, dough improvers, preservative 282, sugar and vegetable oil. Translation: these loaves are produced from frozen dough shipped to stores, then baked on site. The bakery fresh smell is real baking happening, but the dough itself is factory made with all the same processing aids. Same metabolic damage, blood sugar spikes, gut inflammation from emulsifiers, preservative exposure. The fact that it's baked fresh in-store doesn't change the chemical composition. Your gut still processes the same inflammatory additives. Coles creates theatre around bakery fresh bread. The smell pumped through store ventilation, visible ovens, staff and aprons. It all suggests artisanal quality. But this is industrial bread baked on site, not crafted from scratch. Translation: the performance of freshness without the substance. At $5 to $8, you're paying bakery premium for industrial formulas. You could buy the same processed bread in plastic packaging for $3. You're paying $5 extra for theatre. Smells like a bakery. Contains the same ultra-processed ingredients as budget packaged bread. You're paying for performance, not quality. Brand number 6. Packaged sourdough brands. Packaged sourdough from brands like Abbott's Village Bakery retails at $8 to $14 per loaf. Marketing emphasises traditional fermentation, artisanal methods, and premium natural ingredients. But flip the bag and read carefully. Many contain wheat flour, water, sourdough culture, but then also emulsifiers 472E, preservatives 282 and 283, vinegar and vegetable oils. Translation: genuine sourdough requires only flour, water, salt and wild yeast culture. Long fermentation breaks down gluten and lowers glycemic impact naturally. Adding emulsifiers and preservatives means the fermentation was rushed or incomplete. Real sourdough molds within days. This lasts weeks. How? Chemical preservatives, not genuine fermentation. True sourdough provides digestive benefits, lower blood sugar response, and better nutrient absorption. Fake sourdough with preservatives provides none of these benefits while charging premium prices. You're not getting gut health advantages of real fermentation. You're getting white bread with sourdough flavouring. The word sourdough misleads health-conscious buyers into thinking they're purchasing traditionally fermented bread. Food standards. Australia and New Zealand doesn't regulate the term strictly. Brands can call anything sourdough even with minimal fermentation. At $8 to $14 per loaf, this is the most expensive bread in supermarkets. You're paying for a health halo that doesn't exist. Sourdough in name only, not worth the premium price or the health claims. Brand number 7, Macro Organic Wholemeal. Woolworths Macro Organic range positions itself as the premium healthy choice. Certified organic ingredients, wholesome nutrition, $9 to $15 per loaf. Green packaging promises purity and quality. But let's talk about what it actually does. Contains organic wheat flour, water, organic wheat gluten, organic vegetable oils, yeast, organic sugar, organic vinegar, salt, and emulsifiers. Translation: organic certification means the wheat was grown without synthetic pesticides. Doesn't mean the bread isn't ultra-processed. You're still consuming emulsifiers, added sugars, and oils that wouldn't exist in traditional bread. Organic doesn't automatically equal healthy. It means organic processing with organic additives. The refined organic flour still spikes blood sugar. The organic emulsifiers still disrupt gut bacteria. The organic sugar still contributes to metabolic dysfunction. Your pancreas can't tell the difference between organic glucose and conventional glucose. Both stress your insulin response the same way. The entire organic branding creates a health halo effect. Consumers see organic and assume superior nutrition, but check the fiber content, barely higher than conventional bread. You're paying premium prices for organic certified ultra processing. At $9 to $15 per loaf, this is the most expensive bread we've examined. You're paying for certification and branding, not dramatically better nutrition. Organic labeling hides heavy industrial processing, premium price, mid-tier health benefit. The Australian bread aisle is dominated by industrialised food production that prioritises profit margins, shelf life, and manufacturing scalability over genuine nutrition and your family's health. Major suppliers cut costs with emulsifiers, preservatives, hidden sweeteners, and dough improvers that supermarket chains legally place on labels, all approved by Food Standards Australia, New Zealand. Historically, bread contained 4 ingredients: flour, water, yeast, and salt. Today we're counting 10 to 15 ingredients, including processing aids that didn't exist 50 years ago. The consequence? Chronic daily exposure to these additives contributes to blood sugar dysregulation, chronic inflammation, digestive dysfunction, and metabolic stress affecting millions of Aussies. Look for bread with 5 ingredients or fewer, genuine whole grains, true sourdough fermentation from actual bakeries, and no industrial emulsifiers or preservatives. Your family's health is worth more than saving $2 on bread. Which brand shocked you most? Were you still buying any of these for your family? Drop a comment and share your experience. Then subscribe for more videos exposing Aussie supermarket products that aren't what they seem.